Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I was visiting. My apologies. I was talking to a couple of the ladies from Boston, having a bit of a discussion. Shot all the way back inside. Nice play. Boston taking on Ridley College right now. Boston wearing the green, black, and white color jerseys, breaking their way in, cutting right through the goal crease. Nice play right there. Maskova had control of it for a split second, then shot it towards the net. Now she's going to go off on a line change. And this will be picked back up by Ridley College, wearing the white and orange jersey with the black pants. Breaking all the way out of their own zone. Ray Dobson throws it inside. Right on goal. Coming out of the net to stop this one. Holding on to it. Now they clear it back out in front of the penalty box. Trebojevic stumped it back inside, behind the net. Picked back up by Cole. Cole clears it out, not out of her own zone. Masota keeps it onside. Cross ice. Galanos takes it, backhand shot off of the boards. Galanos pinches back in again. Snow stays with her, not going to let her get free. Now they go over on the far side wall, and Leffler comes inside to try and get control of it. She had it for a second, waiting, and they eventually get all the way back out their own zone up to the center line, throwing it down. Icing is waved off. Now they go back inside. Shot it around the boards, far side. Boston picking it back up. Stanuski had it for a second. Now they're circling, and Ridley College picks it back up, trying to wrap it back inside. On the spinorama move behind the net. Holding onto it. Kept onside to get at the blue line by Robertson. And Robertson goes back inside. Again, they keep it onside. Good driving force to keep it inside the zone this time. Mahoney is in there. She wanted to get control. Robertson pitches in. Now they give it back around. This time it goes to Abby Russell. And Russell's inside the corner. Robertson's at the blue line. Out in the neutral zone this time. And they dump it all the way back out to their own zone. Robertson straight forward. As they break their way in, Mahoney comes back in. Deerling going off on a line change. Watching the quick line change. 4 off, 4 on for Ridley College. Quick line change. Really a well-tempoed game so far the way it started out. Boston College were telling me earlier on, some of the parents, that they would like better results for the game today. They said last night's game was a real aggressive game for the team, the way they all played, and they want better results so far in what they were saying. That's from the parents. As they break their way all the way in, going inside, waiting for it. Far side wall this time, pushed off of the puck. Nice play to get control of it a second time. Now they go back up ice, inside the zone. Shot blocked. Now they're chasing it back down, taking it, turning back behind their own zone. Jensen has it. Jensen goes back after it a second time. She tries to get control of it. Block stopped in front. The rebound chasing after this one easily is Payne. Cameron Payne goes inside. She wanted to get control of it, just a little bit out of her reach. Now they go back the other way. Across the blue line, coming back to the inside. Going to go deep against the wall over in the right side corner this time, and they'll take this one back behind the net. Good aggressive play right now by both teams, and both teams are having their chances. Shot narrowly missed in the outside right post, and it's bumped back inside their corner, and they're going to take this one back and pick it back up. Megan Grant has it. Grant clears it, only went as far as the blue line. Blocked it and kept onside by Emma Robertson, and Robertson goes inside the corner. Jordan Hoya stays with her, not going to let her get free. Out to the far side, kept onside. Adrian has control. She failed to clear it out of her own zone, and Grant goes back inside. Shot right through the goal crease on the far side. Robertson's chasing her back down. Payne goes in the corner to try and help out. Payne clears it, waits, looks, back pass. Now Payne goes back in front of net. Now they clear it to the blue line area. Gasky takes a shot. Stop, blocked, pushed off the puck. Now they're going back over against the wall on the far right side. And Payne throws it straight forward. Now they get it back down, and off on the line change right there is Sarah King. Fresh legs on the ice. Payne is off the ice as well, as is Adrian. Boston doing a good solid job forechecking. The Shamrocks pinching inside. They're going back after it, out of the reach right there, and they couldn't get this one, and McNeil goes after it. McNeil grabs it. She holds onto it. Now we go off of the backboards as they pick this one back up. Still pushing inside the corner this time. Masota had it. Long shot taken right from the blue line area. Nice long shot taken right from the point. And that was deflected right towards the net. So we'll see whether or not they can get another one on goal. They're pinching back inside. Careful to stay onside. Shot ripped towards the net. Mahoney got the shot and just leveled it towards the net. Long pass. That was offside by about 3 feet. And I don't like to be critical, but that was offside. That was an easy call. Danny even had his arm up for the offside call on that one, so that was a little bit of an obvious call right there. Special shout out to Chris Payne listening in. I hope you're enjoying the game today, Chris. Enjoy the game, and I hope you don't have as much snow as we do. We've got far too much. I don't measure it in inches. I just know if we get snow, it's called far too much snow. So hope you're listening in. Let me know how you're doing. Send me a text or a note on Twitter and let me know how things are going for you and the family back there. Long stretch pass all the way out to center ice area. Jaden Trebojevic had it for a second. Now they spin around and throw it, but not out of their own zone. Kept onside. Galana stays with her player. Not going to let her get loose. Now they click it back over. Waits, far right side wall this time. Van Robies, she throws it back in. Van Robies had it. Now it's picked back up by Grant. Grant tried to clear it out. Not going to do it that way. Now they'll take it back behind the net once again, and Galanos goes after it. She shot it around the wall. Far right side. Galanos trying to clear it out of her own zone. Unable to do. Solid aggressive forecheck right now shown by Ridley College as they throw it back inside the corner. They're still pushing. Boston Shamrocks hemmed inside their own zone right now, but they've had a couple of different chances to get it out. And we have our first penalty in the game. I'm watching right now. We have a hooking minor penalty called and assessed so far in the game. So this will be a quick start to the game for the hooking minor penalty. And this is going to be a power play for Boston Shamrocks as they'll go on the power play. Coaching staff going to sort a couple things out, see how things can work out. From the draw, it's faced off out in the neutral zone. And it goes cross ice all the way over this time on the far right side. They pick it back up, straight down the middle. Nice play to break their way in. Marakaza going after this one. Marakska had control for a second. She lost it. She took a dump inside the corner. A little bit of a help there. A couple players pushed her off of the puck. Unable to get the shot away like she really wanted to. Now they give it back over on the far right side. Going in. Hansen gets the shot, ripping it wide of the net. Talking to her grandmother. She's back here this morning. Said they're enjoying the snow out here. As Hansen retreats inside her own corner to try and pick this one back up. Now they take it. Hansen throws it back off of the backboards this time, and this is picked back up by Boston Shamrocks. Long stretch pass, trying to get it back out. Maskova was the one that was the intended receiver on that play, unable to get it. Now it goes up, deflects out of play in the bench. So we have a quick stoppage of play and a face-off once again just outside in the neutral zone. So once again, the games today, there will not be an ice clean after the first period. They will take it after the second period. You take a clean after every period. It normally takes its toll on the ice, and it really chews it up and makes the ice somewhat thinner. And when you've got a lot of usage on the ice, like they have here at the three rinks, all three complexes here at UBC, it really can take its toll on it. Offside again by about a mile. Maskova was ahead of the puck. The puck was dumped in behind her. Galanos threw it back in. I don't think she expected her to make that quick break-in pass right there. Quick line change coming out. Masoda's going off on the change as we get fresh players back out onto the ice. Coming in for the draw will be Sarah King. King pushes it straight forward. She goes after it now. They tag up to get onside at the blue line. Look, holding onto it. Now they go back the other way, and this is picked back up by Grant. And Grant throws it straight down far right side. Leffler is in the corner, and she throws it back inside. Now Leffler is going to come inside to try and get control of it. It goes all the way back out to the blue line area, and Hansen picks it up. Hansen throws it, break in play right there, and Hansen has to save the day and go back after to pick it back up a second time. They'll throw it straight forward. Trebojevic dumps it inside on the far right side, this time to Leffler. Leffler's pushed off the puck, but this is taken back behind the line by Jensen, and she just rips it all the way down the ice. Inside the zone for Boston Shamrocks. Long stretch pass inside. Nice long pass to get control of that one, but they were just offside had they got that managing to work. Van Roboys comes in. She misplayed it. Shot stop blocked right there. And this was well played. Knocked all the way off. And the young goaltender playing for Boston is number 30. That's Cassidy McEwen today. They'll go back the other way. Trebojevic throws it straight down. It goes inside the zone. And they wait to pick this one back up as they clear it back out to the center ice area. They get it once again, and they break their way in. Going in, taking a huge shot. Stopped once again by McEwen. Throws this one inside the corner. Challenging after this one is Leffler, and Leffler just throws this one over on the right side boards. And she decides to come straight out of her own zone after she gets it forward. Inside, Leffler goes inside. Staying with her is Masoda. Now they give it to the blue line area. Hansen's over on the right side. She pinches in from the blue line area. Hansen still inside the corner. The one that dropped back to cover for her was Trebojevic. Off of the boards, taking a huge shot, blocked right there, and Katie Leffler got the shot away, but it's picked back up over on the far right side wall and shot, but not out. Trebojevic keeps it onside. Couple players off the ice, too many players on the ice right there. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. It's too many players on the ice coming against the Boston College. That was really a tough call. They're going to question this call right there, and Courtney Gauthier is going to have this discussion and the question on that one. But again, sometimes those calls, when they've almost got their foot in the bench, even though the player on the ice grabs it, I know it's a rule, but sometimes you just have to watch the rules and just say, look, put your blinders on and just sort of accept what is there. But so someone's going to have to serve the minor penalty. It's got to be someone that was on the ice at the time of the infraction. But it's just a tough call to make. So I think we're going to be happy with whoever is coming over to serve it. So the young lady that's coming over to serve it will be number 7. That's Emma Adrian. She's going to be serving the minor penalty. 2 minutes is on the clock. This is a bench penalty to the team. Too many players on the ice, so it's not listed against an individual player. Moskova goes straight down. She gets over center and throws it inside, still having control of it. They picked it back up. They're trying to work it all the way out of their own zone. They get it back out to the center ice area and comes straight down. Forrest breaks her way in. Right side, Forrest deep to the goal line. Inside, rebound going after this one, trying to get control of it. Deerling is in there. Now they give it back around all the way over. Long shot taken right there. Scores and a quick goal as they get one on the board. And this is scored. Easy looking goal, and young Snow gets one on the board. Not going to misplay this one. Power play goal this will be marked for. So the minor penalty, as we were talking earlier on, a little bit tough call, but the minor penalty allowed the power play goal to take place. So the teams will go back out to center ice once again. Referee calls them in for the sticks, place the sticks down, and we have the game underway. And they get up and get over center and throwing it all the way back in. Off of the back wall this time. Jordan Hoya threw it in from center. Hoya gets it back again. She takes a shot, pushed in front. Penalty coming up this time against Ridley College. Could be an interference penalty. Cross-checking penalty. So we'll have a cross-checking minor penalty. Whoop. Look at Bruce to get it for me. I dropped my book. Here I'm getting excited. I was excited about the call. You're alert. I'm going to sign you up to referee. You're good eyesight. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate it. Bruce Nolte helping us out here today and yesterday and for the whole weekend. I appreciate the help. Going inside, taking a huge shot off of the boards. Shot scores, a power play goal again. Another power play. We're trading power play goals out here. This worked to their advantage. 10 seconds in. As Jaski was assessed the minor for cross-checking. So again, a power play goal. 10 seconds into the game. I'm assuming Grandma's happy down there. She's smiling. She seems pretty contented the way that one worked out. I would assume anyway. From the draw, we go all the way back down. Of course, talking to Grandma yesterday, she's from Anchorage, Alaska, she was telling me. So you talk about a road trip. It's a little farther than going from my house to here, I can tell you that. By a lot on a long shot. Now they come out dangerously right through the front part of their crease. Meskova threw it center. Now they go back inside the zone. Jansen gets it out of her own zone, pushed off the puck, and they go back inside this time. Blocked and stopped. Far side, they're picking this one back in. Sarah King comes after this one. She couldn't get control of it. Now a pinch in play allows King to go back. Hammers a shot. That was blocked. Rolls wide off of the shin pad of Mahoney. And Mahoney tried to clear it out. King is in there. Get off the ice so you don't get called for too many players on the ice. There's a infamous play. Now they come all the way out of their own zone. Up the center. Trebojevic comes straight down. She goes against the wall. Far right side. Cole stays with her. And now they go back the other way. Leffler pinches in. Out of her reach. Not going to get control of it. Hansen throws it forward, and she dishes this one back inside to Trebojevic, and Trebojevic chases this one back down, but this is intercepted by Robertson, and Robertson couldn't get control. Now we go back the other way. Inside the zone, blocking and stopping it. They're getting their chances. They just haven't been able to capitalize on one right now. Now we go back the other way, inside the zone, in the corner. Now Hansen throws it straight forward, off of the boards, and they dump it against the far right side wall. Picked back up, narrowly missing the outside part of the net. And that was a huge, well-played shot right there. Nice stop by Kerwin. Kerwin played the game we did yesterday as well. So she's logging lots of ice time out here. Backup goaltender Madison Campbell for Ridley College today. Back inside, trying to clear it out. Now finally, they eventually got it out of their own zone up the center ice area. They're going to go after this one. Emma Robertson comes back in. Shoots it off of the boards all the way over on the far side this time. It's picked back up by Hansen. She is double teamed against the wall and pushed against the boards. Now they cleared it all the way out of their own zone. Up to center. The linesman was in the way of that one. Got run over, so not going to happen. And they dump it down, taking it back behind the goal line. Ava Robertson holds onto it. Shoots it off of the wall. It's going to go as far as center. Jordan Hoya will chase this one back down. Misplayed it. Now they come inside. And we have an offside call on the play going against Ridley College. So 7:42 remaining, first period of play. Good, well-tempoed game so far, the way it's played out. A couple of power play goals so far. Game is tied at 1. I'm just looking at the scoreboard. I don't see 1 up there. So I think we're all ready for the face-off. We eventually were. We stopped. We had control of it. Kelly had control. Clearing it all the way out to the center ice area. Now they're going to throw it back inside. Masota goes deep in the corner after this one. Cole stays with her. Masota comes in and bumps. Maroxa goes inside. The referee is in there watching it. Very close like that one. That's one of my biggest pet peeves of the game is why they don't blow a whistle. That Snow breaks in. Snow goes inside, taking a shot. Scores! Snow goes in. What a rush. End-to-end goal. And put her top shelf. That was a nice goal. That's going to make the highlight reel right there. That was a nice, well-placed shot. But what a nice breakout play out of her own zone, going straight from one end to the other inside, capitalizing, making it a 2-1 game so far for Ridley College. Boston College. Ridley College, Boston Shamrocks on the ice as they come back out to center. Courtney Gauthier pushes it straight forward, right from the face-off draw this time. Jaski had it. Jaski, cross ice on the far side this time, back over to Jensen. And Jensen rips it all the way out to the center ice area. This is blocked. Now she'll have to go back after it a second time. Payne comes inside the corner. She wanted to get control of it, out of her reach. Now she goes back to chase this one back down, and Mahoney gets control. Now they throw it back up the middle part, back over to Payne. Payne dumps it back. Blocked and stopped, and they'll go back inside the corner once again. This is stolen and picked up by Mahoney. She was pushed off of the puck. Staying with her is Adrian. Adrian not going to let her get free of the puck. They're all pushing for it. A little bit of a scrum ensuing so far. Referee is right there watching everybody. They still have control of it, and they're pushing and shoving against the wall. Finally gets loose and goes all the way back out to Jaski at the point. Taking a bit of a swipe at out of the air was Russell, but it was not going to put her stick on this one. Now a couple players collide. Solid check thrown against the wall. Russell dumps it back inside. They're going towards the front part of the net, and Deerling was the one that finished one shot, but Jaski throws it back inside. As Jaski throws it back, Ridley College having a quick change on the line change right now. Jaski dumps it back inside her own zone. Cross ice, all the way up in front of the penalty box area, and Van Roboys throws it inside. Nice cross ice pass over to Bowery, and Bowery goes in front of the net. A little bit out of her reach. They're chasing it back down one more time. And it's all the way back to the blue line area, and the long stretch pass breaking the way straight down is Lambert. Lambert hammers it, shot right on goal, kicked inside the corner by Kerwin. Kerwin had good deflection on that one to throw that one all the way over. Got it with the right pad. This is blocked and picked back up by McNeil. She's inside. Careful to call that one onside. And they go back inside. Out to the center ice area. Over the blue line, inside the zone right now. Linesman has to move so he shouldn't get run over. Saw that happen yesterday on a heavy check inside the blue line on that same specific spot. Far side, breaking the way in easily right there is Leffler, and Leffler throws it back behind the net. She comes after it. Leffler continues to go inside the corner after it. And now Ridley College come out of their own zone all the way up the center ice area. Good play by Newman. She gets it inside the corner. Newman continues to stay with it, centering it all the way back out in front, and Forrest goes after it, but out of her reach. Now she turns a second time right there, and Snow goes after it. Snow had a lot of chances out there, and they have it inside the corner. Trebojevic goes after it. She gets it a second time. Turns against the hash marks. Far right side. Bowery goes in. Shot off of the backboards. Picked back up by Ray Dobson. Now they clears it out to the blue line area. Long shot taken inside by Cole. Off of the corner. McEwen got a piece of that one. That's an icing call on the play right there. Good call. And the reason that's an icing call, they might be discussing that, but that's a good icing call. If that's what they're having a bit of a discussion, that was a good call because it crossed the goal line and then it hit the net. So that's actually a good call. That was actually a very interesting call. 4:19 remaining, period number 1. A lot of time left. Lots of snow still coming down in Canada's west coast. Should call it a snowy west coast today. And the weekend. They picked it back up against the wall, holding on to this one. Never got it out of their zone. Now they go back inside once again. They just shoot it back behind the net. Hoya goes after. That's offside, indicated by the linesman. They have to tag up to get back onside this time. And Ridley College go back out of the attacking zone. Mahoney was the one that was offside. Now they go back down, far right side. Masota goes in. Masota stops, turns back out to the blue line. Kelly couldn't keep it onside. Kelly turns now, throws it straight forward, but this was blocked and picked up and stolen by Deerling. And Deerling goes in, takes a shot. Big save right there by Cassidy McEwen. And she goes down and makes that look relatively simple. 3:40 remaining, period number 1. 2-1 in favor right now of Ridley College, to the surprise of the Boston fans in the crowd today. Exciting hockey coming to you from UBC on Father Bauer. Steve, Danny, and Bruce all here on a snowy Saturday morning out here at UBC. Want to make sure we bring you the best highlights possible for these games and all the games calls. Back pass inside their own zone. Megan Grant goes after it. Just shoots it against the boards. Back out to the center ice area. Now they dump it back one more time. Straight up the middle. Nice play to go wide to the outside. Galanis goes down. Careful to stay onside. Nice move on Galanis to reach sure everybody stayed onside. And as she goes down, everybody just stopped at the blue line. They all put their blinders on and stopped. And she just went to the right side, got around the D, and got the shot right on goal. And Kerwin forced to make another key save. 2-1 in favor of Ridley College right now over the Boston Shamrocks. And the Shamrocks will come back inside to take the draw again. Masota will come in. Puts her stick down from the drop. She ended pull it out back. Now she's going to go back after it a second time. He gets it to the blue line area. Long shot. Galanis throws it over on the far side, but this is picked back up by Snow. And Snow dumps it straight forward inside the zone. Ray Dobson goes after this one. Unable to get her stick on this one. A little bit of a push ensues behind the play. Play carries right on. Now it goes back over to the blue line far side. They're trying to get a long head pass straight up the ice, and they did. Back down to Trebojevic. Trebojevic goes deep inside against the wall. Jansen forces her wide. And the captain picks it back up for Ridley College. That's number 16, Ray Dobson. She throws it inside the corner. Snow goes in. She continues to fight for it. Ends up picking this one back up. Holding on to it. Now Snow centers it back out in front. Dangerous play right there. And it's one lady. Oh, there's a heavy check right there. That's a body check you're going to see on a highlight reel. This is one check that you can actually see and you can actually use for a referee instructional video on how not to body check and what to call a penalty on. How's Grandma doing down there? Grandma's getting pretty excited. She's dancing around down the far right, just below our far right side corner. That's Bella Hansen's grandmother down there, as I mentioned, come in from Alaska. Nice to see her here. Good conversations with her through the course of the weekend. They are on the attack. Maskova goes in, over skate of the puck. Now it goes back out to center, and it goes back over, and Hansen gets up over center, throws it straight forward, breaking in far left side. Masota back to Hansen. Hansen goes in, rips a shot. That was blocked, rolling wide off of the shin pad of Mahoney. Gracie and Mahoney got it back. Now Hansen throws it back inside the corner. Hansen gets it back, wide open on the far side is Grant. Didn't give it to her, throwing it back. This time Maskova takes a shot. Grant's going to come inside the corner to challenge and try and pick this one back up. Now they take it off of the top part of the glass, and Hansen pinches in to try and get control. Good forechecking job, but it stopped. Kept on side of the blue line area by Sarah King. King got it over on the far side. Grant got a shot. The rebound. Everybody's in there right now, and they're all pushing and shoving, and Lambert goes after it. Puck is loose. Shot it off of the wall, back out to Hansen. Hansen goes in, takes the shot, narrowly missing the outside post, and Megan Grant comes in from the far right side again. She throws it back inside the corner to Maskova. Meskova comes off of the wall with it, goes out to the front, takes a shot off the outside of the post. Nice play, and Kerwin had her blocked on that play right there. Surprised that she actually got from the D-men or through the D. Hansen takes a shot, wide of the net, out to the blue line once again. King has control. 40 seconds in the power play. 50 seconds in the period. Shot blocked off the outside of the post this time, and this is picked back up again by Meskova. Now they give it back over to Lambert. Lambert does the centering pass, but they go back up and dumped it all the way down the ice, out of the reach of Hansen. But Hansen has to retreat to see if she can pick this one back up. And she does. In her own zone, turning once again the big 360 pivot, dumping it out to center. Jaski throws it back in. She got around Masota that time. It goes right on goal. And a big save once again by Cassidy McEwen to hold on to it. 2-1 game, 10 seconds remaining in the minor penalty that Cole is serving in the penalty box for the body check. 27 seconds in the period. First period. Linesman, Sandra's all set to drop the puck. She does. She throws it all down between the plate. Plate carries right on. Now they go against the wall, and it goes out to the center ice area. Lost it. Intercepted easily right there, Masota. And the minor penalty. Cole is back on the ice. Teams 5 aside. Cole was thinking about going off on a change, then changed her mind. Now it goes back the middle part of the ice again, and Trebojevic throws it inside. Chasing this one back down against the wall. Merzoka, she tried to get control of it. Not going to get it. And as Hansen's all set to just rip one right on goal, we have a stoppage of play, and the buzzer goes to end period number 1. Exciting period of hockey right now. 2-1 in favor, and I think they're going to the dressing room for an ice clean, are they? Apparently they are. Didn't have it first game. I guess the girls are tired. They want to get warmed up. I don't really blame them. So we're going to let them take a bit of a timeout, and we will too after the first period of play. 2-1 in favor of Ridley College over Boston College. Boston Shamrocks. Our apologies to everybody in Boston. Don't want to get them upset with me. And we will come back with our second period face-off right after this. warm my headset up. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're listening in from. Hope everyone's enjoying the call for today's game as we are set to resume period number 2, coming to you from the Father Bauer Arena at UBC Arena, University of British Columbia. 3 arenas. This is one. The Father Bauer is the original rink out here at UBC. Pro-Trans Arena is one, the expansion. Where the Pro-Trans Arena is, there actually used to be 2 rinks. And the Pro-Trans Arena is actually situated probably about 30 feet below the level of this one. And the reason for that is that they had to take the pyrotechnics out and dig down because the ground was frozen that far below the surface. So they had to dig it out. And then the new arena they built, as we are set, a quick icing call. So carrying on with my topic of conversation, the new arena they built, which is over on the right to our location where we are, it's the Doug Mitchell Arena, and that was built and open for, what was it, the 2010 Olympic Games, Olympic and Paralympic Games. They have tennis matches in there. They've got a lot of things going on over that. Marvelous facility. Parking is a bit of a premium, but other than that, it's no different from parking in Vancouver. They have control of it. Block kept on side at the blue line area. Ray Dobson threw it back in. Now they're going to go back after it, and they cleared it. Not out of the zone. Nice play by Snow to reach and keep this one back on side. McNeil clears it. Cross ice. Far side this time. Merzoka had it for a second. She lost it. Fell down heavy. Checked inside the corner over on the far side. Now they'll pick it back up. Come out of the corner. Backhand shot. Rebound. Scores. Going inside narrowly. Just sneaks underneath the pad of young goaltender Cassidy McEwen and goes in and puts them up by a 3-1 score right now. Game over on the other rink. Chicago Young Americans taking on the Pacific Steelers. Game's tied at 2. They just had a penalty shot called for a player that was hauled down, had to regain a scoring opportunity. Chicago Young Americans scored on the ensuing penalty shot to tie the game at 2. And they are pretty much in the second period, as the second period I think is pretty much winding its way down over on the other rink. Now they go back the other way. Blocked cross all the way over on the far side this time. They just ripped this one back in off of the wall. Going after this one, trying to pick it back up. King comes in. King continues inside the corner. Now they'll take it back behind the net. Meskova has it. Looks back pass all the way back out. Nice play to reach and keep it on side by Galanos there. Now Galanos gives it over on the far right side over to Grant, and Grant throws it straight forward. Dumped in by Sarah King. Off of the boards in the right side corner. Jaski has it for a second. Jaski cleared it. Not out. Rowley throws it straight forward. They break their way in. A bit of a push ensues right there. A penalty called on that play. That was an interesting play because all she did was stand her ground. I want to see what the penalty is going to be called. They're calling for interference on this play. And I think they're going to give this penalty to Boston. And this was to be an interesting play because all she was, she's a defensive player. She was a defensive player. She just was backing up and virtually just stood her ground. And the attacking player skated right into her. So we have the minor penalty assessed. The young lady's going to sit in the penalty box area. Megan Galanos goes and sits in the penalty box. That was an interesting call. Normally in a case like that, it would be assessed to the attacking player because she was the one that literally skated into the defense player. Regardless, they go back, taking a shot. Snow got the shot, ripped it wide of the net this time, and this is picked back up by Boston Shamrocks, and they clear it all the way down the ice. High stick indicated right now, and they stop it, and they have a high stick signal, so faceoff will be back inside. Now there's the case where had the opposition team, Ridley College was the one that knocked it out of the air, and if Boston picked it up, we would have allowed the play to continue. But since Ridley picked it back up, we have a stoppage to play and a faceoff back inside their own zone, into the corner this time. Over to that was to the right of Kerwell. Now they come all the way out the center ice area. Van Roboys goes inside. She throws it straight inside, but they're offside by about a stride and a half as Ray Dobson had control of it and then put themselves offside. So the faceoff's going to be in the neutral zone. They're going to have a bit of a discussion. Ray Dobson's talking to Megan Forrest. So Megan Forrest is telling her what she's going to do with the draw after she wins it, and she did exactly what she set her sights on. She did win the draw. Cross ice, far side. Now they get it back inside, and they clear it down. They come down across the right side, going inside. Newman comes in, takes a shot right through the goal crease. McEwen had to play that very cautiously, and they keep it onside at the blue line area. And they dump it back in. Snow threw it back inside, off of the boards. Tipped, not out. This is partially blocked, and they throw it from one end to the other. And Megan Grant cleared it right on goal. Stopped by Kerwin. They cleared it out to the center ice area. Blocked by Forrest. They throw it back inside. Tag up to get onside. Nice tag up play right there by Stanuski. She had a golden chance, but just unable to capitalize. Far side. Going inside. Forrest comes in. She goes to the outside left post this time. Thought she was going to get the shot on goal. Now Cole pinches back inside. She's at the blue line area. Back out once again. Cole goes in, throws it back inside the corner once again. This is just blocked, rolled off of her stick. Never got control of it the way she intended. Mahoney is in there. Mahoney comes inside a second time, but this is picked up by Hansen. And Hansen trying to clear it out. That's stolen back. Now they go back inside and dump it back towards the net by Cole. Cole's going to retreat inside her own zone to pick this one up. And Boston Shamrocks are killing the minor penalty off. Jaski takes it behind her own net. 12 seconds remaining in the power play for Ridley College. They come all the way out to the center ice area. Long pass, throwing it inside the zone. Grant dumps it down the ice, and a minor penalty has now expired. Referee caught in a line change. One of the players going off. A referee almost got run over behind the play right there. Maintained her balance, and they go back after it a second time. Trying to center it back out. Leffler is inside. A scramble ensues. Kelly comes in. Shot blocked off of the roll. The shin pad this time of Robertson. Now it goes over on the far side. Kept inside by Cameron Payne that time, and it goes up off the top part of the glass. And the faceoff is going to be inside the corner as Payne just ripped that one right in from the corner. Nice shot for her to keep it inside right at the blue line area because she had to skate probably about 6 feet out of her direction over to the left to get control of it and get it on goal. 16-11. Second period of play. 3-1. Ridley College up right now over Boston Shamrocks. From the draw, it goes out to Payne at the blue line. She throws it inside, off of the back wall. Stanuski goes after it. She's coming inside. The referee got run over once again. Slow to get back up. Centering pass. The net's off. Huge shot. Rebound. The net's off. So they will fix the net. A couple other players come inside. A little bit of words of illustrious wisdom going both ways. They're all talking about different tales that they want everybody to learn about. So they'll have the face-off. Going to be inside the corner once again. Kerwin was the one that made that stop. She's being tested a couple of different times. I'd like to know what the shot total might be on goal because we haven't really seen them being counted so far. First game or the second game so far. Whereas yesterday they were. And I don't know if it, well, I know it means a lot to the goaltenders. Goes against sometimes goals against average is what goaltenders like to see what's going on. Coaching staff over for Ridley College talking to a couple of the players. One of them was Heather Newman, told her to pinch back inside, trying to come in and from center and come up to the blue line area and get the shot and get any possible rebounds loose. Now they go back after it a second time, trying to get control. They're all pushing. Grant comes inside. She was unable to get this one back up. Blocked, and Snow was pushed off of the puck. Bit of a scrum ensues in the corner, and they're all pushing after it right there. So slow to get up in the corner. 15-16 remaining, second period of play. So they'll have the face-off inside the corner. Linesman had to take a look at the referee to see where they wanted the face-off taken right now. But they're going to have it back over. Inside the corner once again. As they get the puck dropped, goes all the way back out. Long clearing play over on the far right side this time. Lost her footing and fell down. Trebojevic throws it back inside. Careful to stay onside. Merzoka goes after it. She was unable to get control of it. Now it's inside the zone. Cross ice, literally stolen, breaking their way in right now. Breaking in. Russell comes in. She overskated the puck. Linesman got run over again. This is a tough game for the officials. They're getting run over like Mack trucks out there. Everybody's bumping into them. They need horns on the top of their helmet so they can sort of like give a little bit of an indication as to where they are. Because every time the puck goes one way or the other, they seem to be tagged and be the target of the worst end of the field. Back behind the net, holding onto it. They turn back behind the goal line once again. Cole has it. Cole clears it, not out. Coming inside to get control of this, Maskova. She stays with it. Now they turn back behind the net. Maskova's pushed off of the puck. Play carries on. No call on the play. Maskova was pushed off. Now Hansen has control. She throws it back inside the corner. After this one, over on the right side wall. Masota goes in again. Hansen comes inside. She wanted to go in, then she changed her mind and backs all the way out of her own zone. Now Deerling comes in. She stayed with her player, not going to get control of the puck now. Now it's in front of the penalty box area, and they come straight down the other way. Waits. The referee was going to come inside, got run over. You could just sense that happening, just the way the referee ended up moving instead of going the other way. Waits looks a long stretch pass in front of the penalty box area. Van Roboys goes after it. Cole couldn't get control of it. Neither could Masota. Now they go all the way out to the center ice area. Waiting for it. Shamrocks need an extra player on the ice. There, they finally figured that out, and they get one out in the ice on a long breakout, wide open pass. Are they going to get control? Maybe. That's just out of her reach. Leffler goes after it. She gets it behind the net. So the low change seemed to work in their favor right there. Again, carefully played right there. Now it goes out to the blue line area, past everybody and down the ice, and Galanos goes after it, but to no avail. 13-18 remaining in the second period. 3-1 game in favor of Ridley College right now, and the faceoff's going to be back inside the corner. Boston Shamrocks had a couple of shifts where they are going to get themselves tagged for an extra player again on the ice. The first one was called. Not sure what it was about, so we're going to have a discussion with the coach over here on the bench over with Ridley College, talking to the referee. Not sure what the discussion's taken about, but there's a little bit of a discussion over on the bench on the far side. So again, I reiterate my comments from the first game. If you're a referee and you talk to one coach, take the time out of your schedule. Doesn't take much. Just go over and let the other coach know what the discussion was about. And then both coaches are on the same page. That way they can't think there's no hidden agenda, no secrets, because coaches will think that. Contrary to what you might think, they will think that. Snow comes down. She goes to break inside, trying to get control. Now they misplay this one. It's over on the far side wall. Forrest goes after it. She's the first one inside the corner after it now. Now they go back around the far side. Ray Dobson comes in. She gets it. Centers back out in front. Snow takes a shot. Scramble ensues. And Snow was right there after Ray Dobson picked that up on a bad clearing play right there by Boston Shamrocks out of their own corner. And now we go back. And they'll have it inside. Faceoff's inside the corner once again. From the draw, it's pulled all the way back out to the blue line area. They shot it wide, far side corner. This is picked back up. Penalty coming up right now. Tripping minor penalty. I see him walking around, our iceman's walking around checking the heaters out, but I don't know whether they're actually working. I don't think they're working. The light's on, but they're not working. I don't think they're working. They've been on and off all morning, the heaters, but my heater works. Those ones, the lights come on, but they don't really work. It'll be on. Yeah, comes on, it goes off. It's really finicky. Yeah, it's finicky. Anyway, we appreciate it. The timer's working on them. We appreciate all the work that the Icemen are doing and helping us out here over at the arena at UBC. They do a marvelous job. They've been taking care of us all weekend so far out here. Until tomorrow, they'll finish it all off. Now it goes inside the corner once again. Forrest goes after this one. Back out to Snow. Snow, cross ice on the far side. They rip this one towards the net. Forrest got a second shot away. Penalty coming up. This one's going to be going against Boston Shamrocks. A tripping minor penalty. And as the referee assesses a tripping minor penalty with 1:36 remaining in the second period, this will give Ridley College a two-player advantage right now. One for 1:36, one for 2 minutes. This is a very, very important key penalty kill right now for Boston Shamrocks if they can master up this strong defense style on this play. From the draw, Masota was the one that got it straight forward. Now it goes over on the left side. Newman dumped it back, cross ice, waiting. Newman gets control of it back. She goes in, throws it over on the far side to Snow. Snow passed it back over the left side, shot over top of the net this time. Never got control. The net moves, and it was a little bit sideways, so we have a stoppage to play, and we'll have a face-off once again. A lot of stoppages slowing the game down. The game has the feel of a good high-tempoed game, but all the stoppages and whistles we're having, it's sure slowing it down. And sometimes you can't take anything away from it, but it's just one of those things. It's just the way it plays out. 12:03 remaining. Second period of play right now. Shamrocks killing again. A minor penalty off again. Cross ice, far left side. Snow comes in, goes to take the shot. That was blocked. Picked back up by Newman. Newman back over on the far side this time. Back over to Ray Dobson. She's in front. Snow's in front. Scramble at it right there. And nothing else going to happen. The couple players come together having a discussion. They're all talking about what they're going to do. Galanos is in there as well. So again, we'll have a stoppage of play. The face-off in the corner over this time on the right side. As the linesman call the players in for the draw. Take the draw. They pushed it straight forward. Stopped, narrowly missing the outside post right there. And McEwen had to be alert on that play. Drop pass. Back around this time to Newman. Newman, cross ice. Far shot taken. Well taken and well placed by Megan Forrest. Now Newman gets it back again. Newman back over. She thought about giving it to Forrest. She gave it to Snow instead. Centering pass once again. And again, the net moves. And again, I reiterate my comments earlier on that I made mention. The goaltenders use these to their advantage, and they use the post basically as a push-off point. But because of the way the nets are moving, made up, set up, they move relatively easy. And I'd be interested to know whether or not they move this easy in certain other areas as well. Not just in our area in the Lower Mainland, because I see it on a regular basis out here, but also in different parts of the country. So from the draw, it's pushed right on goal again. Cassidy McEwen holds on this one. Another well-deserved stoppage of play. I don't believe that's Cassidy McEwen in net. It's number 29 right now, so they've obviously changed goaltenders. So that's Kia Castanigay wearing number... It's Castanigay that's playing goal right now. That's what I thought McEwen was in, so they must have changed her to start the second period. Our apologies. We just picked up on that. Shot. Stopped it right there, and we have a stoppage of play because the net's off again. Castanigay is the one that's playing between the pipes, so we just noticed that one. Regardless, she was playing remarkable, making some impressionable stops right there. So I'm looking at the goaltender at the far end, and we've still got the same one in. That's Kerwin. She has not left our location at all. So obviously the coaching staff wanted a bit of a change, maybe just to see if they could shake things up, because the starting goaltenders was Cassidy McEwen for Boston Shamrocks. We had that right because we watched that in the first period. We just made sure we were all correct on that one. Cleared, not out. Cole stops it at the blue line. Cole comes in, left side, dumps it back out the middle, back over to Jasky, back to Cole. Cole takes a shot, rebound, shot, scores, and that's a goal on the cross pass. And that nullifies the first minor penalty that only had 6 seconds remaining. And the next power play has 31 seconds. So whether or not Ridley College has the luxury of getting one more on the board, as they currently lead by a 4-1 score right now. Interesting game the way the game is played right now. 10:50 remaining in the second period of play. So the referee goes to center and drops the puck. They come back down. Ridley College goes deep inside the corner. Chasing after this one. All the way back out in front once again is Forrest. Couldn't get it to her. Snow is out there. Drop pass back around to Newman. Newman shot stopped again by Castanigay, and she holds on this one. Not going to give an inch on this one. 13 seconds remaining in the power play. Play is virtually inside the zone right now, so the referee is having a bit of a discussion with Kia Castanigay, the young goaltender on the game. Not sure what the discussion was about. Didn't really see anything transpire that warranted a minor penalty or a discussion in general, but obviously the referee did. Shot taken, blocked, holding on to it again. 6 seconds now in the power play. So if they have the luxury of getting the puck on the pass on a long dump out play, conceivably they could catch Ridley College off guard, because the minor penalty is set to expire as Hansen comes out of the box. Dumped down the ice, and Hansen is now on the ice. She returns. So the teams are back 5 aside. Power play non-existent on that play. They break their way in, left side. Mahoney goes in, misplayed it. Deerling tried to get control. Now Cole intercepts this one and gives it all the way over on the far left side this time. Back over to Newman. And Newman throws it right on goal. And Castanigay holds on this one once again. She's sort of like she's under siege right now in the net between pipes. Every time everybody gets a shot on her, and it's working in their favor, but they're sure getting the chances to get the shots on goal for her. 9:59 remaining, second period of play. Lots of good hockey action left. They will take it over on the far side this time. Drawing it out to the blue line area. Robertson throws it back inside off for the corner. Hansen picks it up and clears it this time. Over to the left mark. Robertson keeps it back inside. She throws it back inside the corner once again to Emma Robertson. Emma Robertson does the centering pass, and Hansen clears it all the way out. At least throws it straight forward this time to Sarah King. And King gets up over center and throws it in the left side corner. Continues to go back after it. Trebojevic gets a shot right on goal. Big stop right there by Kerwin. She made a huge stop to kick that one out with the right pad this time. Now they come back inside the corner. McNeil is inside the corner pushing for the puck. She goes after it. Unable to get control of it. They still fight their way in. Meskova goes after this one. Blocked and stopped. And coming back after this is McNeil. McNeil comes back inside the corner holding on. And also coming in to help out is Masota. And Masota couldn't keep it onside. So the icing is wave off. Straight out to McNeil. McNeil right up the middle part of the ice as they go back down. Careful play. It's not offside yet. We have a delayed penalty, or pardon me, an injured player behind the play. Slow to get up. Have to get themselves back onside. Nice tag up to get onside at the blue line right there, as Masota was one that stretched to get onside. And Trebojevic was the one that had to reach and get back from the about 30 feet inside the zone. Robertson clears it all the way up. That's going inside the zone. Delayed offside called right now. Good call by the linesman to make that call. Made the stop look relatively simple. So as we have this one making the stop look pretty simplified and easy right now, they're going back after it. So the faceoff will be outside the neutral zone, holding on to it as they wait. Linesman calling the two players in from the draw. It goes back out in front of the penalty box area. Couple of players pushed. They both collided in front. Stanuski was the one that threw it straight forward. Now she's going to chase inside after it. Unable to pick this one back up, and Payne goes after it. Payne goes back inside her own zone now. Waiting for the cross-ice pass, getting it out to Cole at center, and Cole throws it in. And Ridley College tags up to get onside. Holding on to it. They still have control of it. Back behind the line. Chasing it back down. Centering pass. Back out in front once again. They shoot it off of the boards. Far side wall. Bit of a push off of the boards right there. And they cleared it back out as Kelly goes inside the corner with it. Kelly clears it back out. Over on the far wall this time. And it's picked back up. They dump it straight up the middle part of the ice. Staniucki comes inside. She goes deep to the goal line. Far right side corner. Holding on to it. Centering pass. Back out in front. Now it's cleared all the way back out, and Megan Grant has control, and she just throws this one straight forward up to Staniuski, and she goes after this one. But Deerling throws this one back in, stopping this one straight behind their own net, holding on to it. And they'll work their way all the way out to center ice area. Galanis comes up over center. On the right side, Galanis breaks her way in. Play carries on. Deerling stays with her, lost her footing and fell down. Now they come back up the other way. Intercepted. Almost intercepted. They were unsure as to where it was. Staniuski was going to go off on a line change right there. Now she's thinking about going off, but if she does, they have to get onside. Clearing it back out to the neutral zone. They throw it back inside. Delayed offside, nullified. Deerling tags up, as is number 17, Mahoney. Mahoney comes back. She goes to try and get control of it the second time. Failed to. Newman goes after it. Mahoney goes after this one. Now they clear it off of the wall right in front of the penalty box area. And they throw it back inside. But a bump ensued against the wall right below our broadcast location. Mahoney ended up taking Leffler off of the puck. Now Leffler's going to chase it down, but to no avail. You're not going to get that unless you were shot out of a cannon, because that was a pretty explosive shot. So this time the faceoff will be back inside the corner with 6:25 remaining. Second period of play, 4-1 lead for Ridley College over the Boston Shamrocks so far. And I'm assuming they're getting a clean after the second period again, too, would be a guesstimate of mine. I don't know why they didn't have one in the first game, but I guess they both agreed to say, no, we wanted to waive the clean. So they did. Either way, they dump it back out to the blue line area. Robertson had it for a second. Now Robertson giving it back over to Jaski. And Jaski gets it. She throws it back in off of the back wall, and Hansen steals this one. Hansen cleared it, not out, kept onside by Robertson. Jaski pinches in. She takes a shot. That was blocked. A rebound. Solid block play right there. And they'll work their way straight out of their own zone. Hansen comes down. Hansen's going inside. Trebojevic is in front of the goal. Jaski pushes her off the puck. Hansen stays with her. Now they're trying to get back after it a second time, and they had it a third time. Eventually grabbed by Van Roboys, and she cleared it only to the hash marks. Van Roboys goes after it a third time. Gets all the way out to the center ice area. Across the line by about offside by about 4 feet. One extra move. Emma Robertson was really ahead of the player going inside. So it was really interesting the way that call took place, because it's a little bit tough to not miss the play. Had to call the offside on that play right there. 5:37 remaining. Second period of play. Out to the center ice area. Hit the linesman in the skates. shot off of the wall. This is picked up on the turnover. Snow comes in. Huge shot stopped right there. Pastanikwe stops this one. Centering wraparound again. Huge stop right there. 5:19 remaining. I would really like to know how many shots on goal the young lady stopped right now, because she's sort of under siege. She's getting her, they're getting their chances, but she's coming up with some pretty remarkable stops. Okay, as they hold on to this one, they take it back behind the line once again. They're still pushing for it. They're all inside the corner. Bit of a scrum ensues back in the corner. Neither one could pick this one back up, but they're going to go back after it a second time, and a couple players push behind the line. Now they go back the other way, centering it back all the way out to center ice area. Hammering against the wall, pushing inside the corner. They're coming inside with droves right now, and Masota goes after this one. Masota couldn't get the shot on net, but Snow lobs it all the way out to center ice area, and this is grabbed out of the air by Megan Grant, and Grant throws it back inside. Behind the net, Aubrey Cole takes it, tried to clear it out. Cole goes after it a second time. Now they eventually just lob it back out to the neutral zone. This is picked up by Grant. Grant gives it over, far side. They come straight down again, inside. All the way up the center ice area. Leffler comes in. Leffler goes to the right side, taking a shot. That was blocked. Hit the skates, actually, of Cole and deflected wide. Now Cole gets it again. This time a back pass over in the far side corner with Galanos comes inside to trying to get control of this one. Lobbing it, not out. Now the Ridley College breaks down the other way. They come inside, far left side, going back inside, taking the shot right there. Russell's hammering against the wall, not going to get control of it, and Hansen steals it. Well, puck goes on the back part of the net right there. We have a stoppage of play with 3:46 remaining in period number 2. 4-1 in favor of Ridley College right now. Fresh legs coming onto the ice for Boston Shamrocks. They'll come in for the draw. Sarah King comes in, takes the draw, pushed it straight forward this time. It goes back in the corner, and holding on this one is Leffler. Leffler goes back after it, gets it a second time. Now they go back up ice. All the way over on the far right side. King comes in. She breaks her way in. Far side corner. Adrian goes after it. She's trying to challenge after. This is picked back up by Robertson, and she just clears it all the way down the ice. And this is going straight down. Icing is going to be waved off over the goal line, but they will pick it up, and they'll go back up ice the other way. Boston Shamrocks on the long stretch pass, trying to make some magic happen right now. They're seeing nothing can do. And they go across the blue line inside. Leffler comes in, going in, trying to take an attempted shot. Bowley takes it off of her stick. Leffler stays inside the corner on the right side, also pinching in to come in, help out. Grabbed and thrown back inside once again by Katie Leffler, and they're going around the wall all the way over on the far right side this time. And Boston Shamrocks, again, careful so they're not going to get called for too many players on the ice. Their line changes are pretty haphazard right now. Waits, and we've seen one call. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see another one in the latter part of the game as they come straight down across the line. Marzoka goes inside. A couple players collided at center. Now we go back up across the blue line the other way. They go back down, going wide. We've got a delayed penalty coming up. And this minor penalty is going against Kelly for a tripping penalty. So Boston Shamrocks will go on the penalty kill. And Ridley College will go on the power play once again. One going to the penalty box. Courtney Kelly going to sit in the sin bin for what she hopes is a full 2 minutes. We'll see how it plays out. 2:28 remaining. Second period of play. From the draw, it's picked back up. Nice little bit of a long lob pass straight down the ice. Hansen threw it down. Now forechecking inside, and Lambert's going after this one. But they're running a 1-1-2 defensive style play as you watch Ridley College break out of their own zone. Straight down, Snow comes in. Snow comes in, goes wide to the outside, back behind the net, trying the wraparound. Never managed to work this one back out. Now it goes back out to Newman. Newman takes a shot, tipped wide of the net. Couldn't put her stick on this one. Now it goes back out again to Snow. Snow back over to Newman. Heather Newman throws it back inside the corner, trying to grab it, and Newman gets it back a second time and a third time, and then overskated the puck. Now they come back the other way. Hansen breaks her way in. Hansen's bumped off the puck. Play carries on. Going in, taking a huge shot. Big shot right there by Maskova. and the rebound was kicked right out. Now it goes back. The gate's open on the bench. I hate it when the gate opens up and nothing happens over there. I worry about players getting seriously injured on that play. Now they go back up ice the other way, straight down across the blue line, going inside. Shot kicked off in the corner by Castana Gay on that one. Castana Gay? Okay, you can tell me later. I'm trying to read everybody writing. Back out the center ice area, the young goaltender. Cassidy is McEwen's on the bench. We mentioned that earlier on. Got his stick down inside the corner this time. Not sure who the stick belongs to because everybody on the ice happens to have one right now. So it's obvious it belongs to somebody that's on the bench that does not have one. Not hard to figure out from my process of elimination. Left side corner, pinching all the way back inside this time. They come back inside. Waits, challenging, off of the board, going inside. Mahoney gets a shot. Nice save. I'm looking over a couple players just below our broadcast location on the left corner right there. Watching a couple players collided, both of them for the Boston Shamrocks. One of them was Rose Merzoka. She was the one that was slow to go off the ice, and we've still got a stick on the ice on the other end. Nobody's noticed a stick. Coaching staff told them. That's awareness. That's what the coaching staff made a point of telling them. Ridley coach. And the reason Ridley coach told the linesman that the stick was on the ice was because the stick belongs to one of his players, or her players, correction. So they'll go back, they'll get it back. Long shot, blocked, goes all the way back out. Rose couldn't get control of this one. Cole goes after it, now it comes back in. Hammers it high over top of the back net right there. Challenging, and does it go in? Referee says no on that play. That was an interesting play, but what a high shot right off the top part of the glass to capitalize on the rebound right there. And they just forced their way in. That would have been an interesting turn of events. 7 seconds remaining in the penalty and 34 in the period. So that would have been a shorthanded marker had they counted that goal. So they're lining themselves up. I believe that they are all set now to drop the puck. Wrap up the second period. The clock is started right now. The minor penalty is getting set to expire. 2 seconds. We are back 5 aside. Goes to the blue line. Grant takes a shot off of the back wall. And the net moves again. So despite the fact that the net moves, this actually works in the favor for Boston because they will maintain the faceoff and it'll be inside the zone once again. Young goaltender, Kerwin, goes to the post this time. 22 seconds remaining, period number 2. In for the draw. Sarah King pulls it all the way back out to the blue line area. Kept onside by Golana. She takes a shot. Deflected off of the glass by Kerwin. She had a chance. Stopped. Kept onside again this time by Grant. Now they throw it all the way down the ice. And it goes past everybody. And Forrest is going to chase this one back down. They'll pick this one back up in the corner. They're just trying to kill seconds off the clock. They all know. It's like a football scrum. They all know how much time was remaining in the period, so they just wanted to kill time and rest it off. So that's exactly what they did. They succeeded. So both teams will go to the dressing rooms, get a nice clean coming back, and after the second period of play, Ridley College are up over the Boston Shamrocks by a 4-1 margin, and we will come back with our third period faceoff in more exciting hockey from Father Bauer Arena at the University of British Columbia right after this. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the University of British Columbia Father Bauer Arena. Steve Erickson, our pleasure to bring the call for today's game as we get set to kick off period number 3. And as we get set to kick off period number 3, special happy birthday, 17th birthday wishes to Allison Dearling playing for Ridley from Mom and Dad living in Newfoundland. All the best, and a special thanks for the note from Chris Payne as well, and also Tracy's, Allison's parents for letting us know about that note. Appreciate the notes and the kind words coming in from around the world, wherever you might be listening to. Enjoying the game coming here. All the way back. That goes right on goal. Big stop. The young goaltender is down. Slow to get back up. Castengay gets back up. Slow to get back up. We still have Kia Castengay in between the pipes over there. And as we are ready to go, just started the third period of play. 19:44 remaining. Third period of play. Lots of hockey action left. And they have control of it. Clearing it back out to the center part of the ice right now. And they break the way straight down. Going inside. Masota comes in. Shot, save, rebound. Not going to get a rebound that way, but this is picked back up. And they go back up ice the other way. Straight out the middle part of the ice. Nice play to get it back. Van Roboys goes in. Centering it right through the goal crease in front. This is picked and deflected wide. Newman couldn't put her stick on it. So instead of that, they'll go back the other way. And they break the way in. Far side wall. Maskovich goes inside. She had it for a second. Now we go back out the other way, back out the center ice area. And Grant throws it all the way back in off of the wall. Picked up. Rebound. Not going to be given on that play right there. And as they held on to it, there was no rebound free on that play right there. A play carried right on. And a good tempoed game here coming to you from Father Bauer Arena. Overcast, snowy weekend in the Vancouver area, if we have not already told you, which we have. That's only because we're not used to the snow we get all the time out here. Face off back inside the corner once again. Officials will grab the puck. Sandra Lowe is going to come inside. The linesman in today's game, this game, she refereed the earlier game earlier on. From the draw, goes off of the back wall. They're going to pick this one back up. Leffler has control of it. She cleared it. Now Leffler is going to go in front of that. Also coming outside, Staniruski, she wanted to get control. Cross ice, back over to Leffler. Leffler goes over on the wall on the far right side this time. This is picked back up. Now they come back, trying to clear it out. Huge shot, rebound given right there, and Kerwin was the one that had a good chance, a good scoring opportunity, but not able to get that. That's one back on goal. Out to the blue line area. Cleared. Blocking it and stopping this inside their own blue line. Back out to the center ice area. Turning inside their own zone. They have control. And the Boston Shamrocks get all the way up the center ice area. Solid bump play and a penalty called on the play right there. This penalty is going to be going against Megan Forrest. A body checking minor penalty. I think they're going to call it a head contact penalty. And the referee says, yeah, you got her. It's a head contact penalty. Woke our timekeeper up. They were on the phone. They were texting. One of my biggest pet peeves, if you go to a rink and you're working or you're watching a game, please put your phones away. I watched a young boy playing ball hockey last summer. I'm waiting the penalty to go up there. It's on the wrong side. Quick side note to this. I watched a young boy. He was scoring. He was playing a goal last year, ball hockey. Little kid. He was probably about 6 years old. He scored a goal, and he was all happy as the day was long. And he scored the goal, and I said, hey, that's nice. I said, without even thinking, I said, that'll make Mom proud, make Mom happy. He said, no. He said, she wasn't paying attention. She's on her phone. And this from a 6-year-old kid. I'm thinking, boy, oh boy, put your phones away, watch the young people play. So we're trying to get the penalty time all sorted out. But regardless, got all that stuff sorted out. So when we get it all sorted out, are we on, Dan? Anyway, we got all sorted out. We got all this straightened around. Tell you the remainder of that story later on. It was I was frustrated. I was disappointed with the young boy. Not with the young boy, with his parents, that they weren't paying attention. Icing is waved off. Forrest is in the penalty box area. Now they have control. A double minor, 4-minute head contact penalty. As they have control of it, they'll come all the way out their own side, straight up the center ice area, and they throw it back inside. Block, stop, picked back up again by Hansen. And Hansen throws it back inside. She chases this one back down. A little bit of a bump ensued against the wall over on the far side this time. Play carries right on. Now it goes out to the blue line. Cross ice out to the middle. Hansen gets another shot. This was blocked over on the near side. Ray Dobson got a piece of this one. And this is going to be picked back up. Clearing it, not out. Far side. Nice play to get it back around this time to Grant. Grant goes in. She tips it inside the corner. Trebojevic had it. Grant gets it at the blue line. Cross ice. Far side this time. Back over to Hansen, trying to get it back to Trebojevic, but that was out of her reach, and now they'll go back up ice the other way, and Newman will chase this one down inside the zone. She normally plays defense, but when she's killing the minor penalty, she's sure doing a good job forechecking as she got control and created the turnover inside the attacking zone. Now she's going to go off on a well-deserved rest. 2:50 in the double minor remaining. Ridley College in control. They go back towards center. Snow is flying, and it's falling all over the place out here in Canada's west coast. That goes up. I think that actually hit the glass inside and deflected up into play. It didn't hit the side glass. It hit the glass inside. The part that's going straight up, not so much lengthwise with the rink, but straight up from the boards in. Hit that and bounced all the way back down on the ice. Play resumes. It goes back inside the corner once again. They hold on to this one, and they slow to break out their own zone. Eventually getting it all the way out to center ice area. Hoyda goes in. She overskated the puck. Now we go back up the other way, and Snow has control. She comes inside. Snow overskated the puck. They go back the other way, and Lambert has control of it. Gets out to center. Lambert chases it a second time, and she gets it a third time. Now she throws it back inside once again. This will be picked back up inside. They're looking at throwing this one straight up the middle part of the ice, and Russell dumps it inside. Russell's the forechecker, chasing it back down. Careful line change on the far side. Very careful to stay onside. Cross ice, giving the back pass, cutting inside towards the net. Maskova give it back to the blue line area and got it back to Hoyda. And this time they give it over on the left side, this time to Galanis. Galanis dumps it back inside. Tipped wide. Back out to the blue line. A long, heavy shot taken right there by Hoyda. Tipped inside the corner. They're pinching it back. They're all pressing inside the corner. Adrian goes in the corner. She wanted to get control. A little bit out of her reach. Not going to get it. Now it goes to the blue line area. Maskova has control of it. She looks, gives a cross-ice pass on the left side, this time to Galanis. Galanis takes a shot. This is blocked and picked back up. Far side, cross-ice, back in the middle part of the ice this time, over to Hoyda. Hoyda throws it back out in front, backhand shot, narrowly missing the outside post, and just could not put her stick on this one. That would have been a surefire goal right there had young Sarah King got her stick on this one. Against the wall, far right side boards. Coming off of the boards with it holding onto it. They'll center the puck all the way back out. Jamming, rebound going after it. Rolls by the outside post. Penalty coming up this time to Ridley College. This will probably be a hooking penalty. The goaltender is out for the extra attacker right now. They throw it back inside the corner, and they wait for it. Now they have it again. Cleared it out. Back in the corner, and Boston Shamrocks are pressing. Scramble ensues. Wraparound, jamming at it. Still a delayed penalty. Another scramble. Shot, scores! They come down to get a one more in the goal, and that's a power play marker as they completely caught Ridley College running around inside their own zone. And that will be a power play goal as young Megan Forrest will return back to the ice. So she'll come back on the ice. That's a power play goal. So now as this is interesting. There was a delayed penalty being called. So as the goal scored, the minor penalty that had 13 seconds goes on the ice. The delayed penalty that was being called, that was a delayed, will come in the box. So Boston Shamrocks will have another full 2-minute power play. I mentioned in the broadcast yesterday, years back, this rule was different. Years back, both of the penalties were wiped out. The one that was in the box, as well as the penalty that was actually going to be assessed by the referee. Now it's changed. It changed a few years back. This way it gives the team a full advantage. So this way if you took an infraction or created something wrong, you just don't get off for free. Sort of like if you did the crime, you got to pay the time type of thing. Inside, a long shot taken. Grant takes a shot off of the boards all the way over on the far left side this time. In from the far left corner. Hansen comes in. She was unable to get control. Now Hansen gets it at the blue line after they gave it to her. Hansen rips a shot. That was blocked. A foot race ensues, and they break all the way straight down. Robertson comes inside, holding on it. Robertson goes in. Penalty called right now. And the Boston Shamrocks will go to the penalty box, so this will even things up. A tripping minor penalty. 4-on-4 hockey right now with 14-14 remaining in the third period of play. 1:27 remaining in the first minor penalty for Jeske. She's been in the box before. I remember her in the first period sitting down below. So we are set. Clock's all ready. Referee says we're ready to go, and they drop the puck as the linesman drops the puck. Now they come out of the corner trying to get control of it. Waits, looks not going to get control. This one, it goes out to the blue line area. Shot tipped in all the way over on the far side this time. Grant goes after this. Grant clears it back out to center. Now it's going to go in front of the penalty box area, but Newman will turn inside her own zone. Newman's in covered by Masota. Masota stays with her, hauls her down. Now play carries right on, and Grant bumps it out to center. Now they give it on the left side. Back over to Moscova. She goes in, hammers a shot. Kicked up off the top part of the glass display. Nice stop by Kerwin. She got it deflected high, and the puck goes up and out of play. So we have a stoppage to play once again with 13:37 remaining in period number 3. 50 seconds remaining in the minor penalty. David Jaski, and she stands up. She's eager to return back on the ice. From there, it goes back out the center, picked back up. Kelly dumps it all the way back in off the top part of the glass. Now it goes back on the left side. Ray Dobson has control. She's hounded. Couldn't get control. This one, they break the way in all the right side. Browley comes inside. Blocked and stopped again. Icing called on this play. Bad clearing play. Just an awareness thing right there. I don't think Courtney Kelly was aware that they were 4-on-4. I think she knew that she obviously knew they were serving a minor penalty, but I don't think she expected that Jaski was still in the box. That's why she just ripped it from one end of the ice down the other so easily. 1:03 remaining in the minor for Boston Shamrocks, and 22 in the penalty for Ridley College. Across the line, careful to stay onside. They all tag up at the blue line area. Now it's picked back up by Galanis, and Galanis give this one back away. Now they come inside, going inside. Browley goes in, stopped by Castanigay. Gay had that one. Now he goes off in the corner on the far side. Bit of a pushing match ensues. They're trying to get a stoppage. They eventually got a stoppage, and they did. They're having a discussion with the referee. Like, why didn't you blow the whistle a little bit sooner? And I have no problem with that if a referee blows the whistle sooner, and my logic for that is simple. I worry the first job a referee has is to allow the game to play in a safe environment, and if everybody plays the game and they come safe to the rink and they go home safe and they don't have to make a pit stop at the hospital, as a referee you've done your job. Nobody has seriously gotten hurt. That's the toughest part. The minor penalty. Jaski is back on the ice. A foot race ensues, and we're breaking our way down. Stanislavski comes inside, right side. Shot save! Big stop right there, but what a howitzer of a shot. She just hammered that one right on goal. And the minor penalty still in effect for Boston Shamrocks. So they were having a bit of a discussion behind the play. Not really sure what it was about. A lot of discussions going on the odd time. From the draw, it's pulled all the way back out to the blue line. Shot inside the corner. Jeski's going to go after it. Cleared it. Never got it out. Stanislavski chases it back down. Now they get it all the way out to center ice area, and Snow comes break down. She comes inside, goes to the high slot. Shot, save. Castanigay got that one. Rebound going after this one. Now it goes back on the corner on the far side. A minor penalty is getting set to expire, and the teams are back 5 aside right now. Shot, rebound. Castanigay got that one. That one goes in, scores, and that's another goal. That will be an even strength goal. The minor penalty had expired, so that will not be credited as a power play goal. 12:10 remaining. Third period of play. So the scorekeeper doing his job, writing things down, getting all things straightened around. 5-2 right now in favor of Ridley College. So Allison Dearling's parents are listening in from Newfoundland. I'd like to know which part of Newfoundland they're actually listening in from. That's a nice part of the country of Canada. There's a lot to see and a lot to do back there. Out to the blue line area. Kept on side. Inside the corner. Now they give a cross ice on the far side. Back over on the right side this time to Hoyda. Hoyda takes a shot. Kicked back out by Kerwin. Kerwin had it. Now they dump it back on the right side this time. Allison Dearling has control of it. She was pushed off by the puck. Now Dearling's going to go after it, and she gets it a second time. It's her birthday. She's allowed to get control of this one. We'll see if we can get an interview with the young lady after the game, too. It's her birthday, so it's only appropriate. Right on goal, big shot. Nice save right there. And Allison Dearling set that whole thing up. Mom and Dad, you'd be proud. She's having a good game out here. Hope you're enjoying the game coming in from Newfoundland on Canada's lovely East Coast. Never been to Newfoundland. Been to Cape Breton. Been to Halifax. Other areas of the East Coast. Never actually been right in Newfoundland personally. Have to go there one day. Shot all the way back up to the blue line. Kept on side. Newman goes in. Takes a shot. Scores right through everybody. And that completely eluded Castanigay over top of her left shoulder. And that puts another one on the board, putting them up by a 6-2 score. And we have 11:25 remaining. Third period of play. Lots of hockey action left in this one here. Lots of excitement. They're all coming back and they're enjoying themselves. Teams are playing well. They're really having a lot of fun. Both teams, despite the fact that the score might be a little bit, sideways if you want to call it that way, they're really enjoying themselves. Inside, they're going to chase this one back down. Driving for the front part of that, pushed off of the puck right there. Leffler lost her footing, fell down, a long shot taken. Leffler tips it in, doesn't go in. I thought it went inside. I'd like to have a replay on that one. That looks like it hit the inside of the net and bounced back out. That was a quick play. The goaltender is out for the extra attacker. Now they go down to no avail. We have a head contact penalty, a minor penalty for a head cock. I'm assuming it's going to be 4 minutes. The referee's calling a 4-minute penalty right now for the head contact. The players are going to the penalty box. I was going to flick out of the players. They go to the penalty box and they're looking and say, who did I hit? But this is going to be a double minor penalty. 4 minutes. Heather Newman sitting in the penalty box. She gets a well-deserved rest. She needs a rest. She's had a lot of time. She's had a good game so far. Kicked inside the corner by Kerwin. Kerwin got that one. And they threw it all the way down the ice from one end to the other. Costengay comes out of her net to stop this one, holding on to it. Just leaves it for her counterpart. Now they come straight out the middle part of the ice. On their right side, inside their own zone. Gives the cross ice all the way over on the far right side this time to Hoyta. She dumps it back inside. Breaking inside. Maskova comes in. Maskova tries a centering pass. Back around in front. Rebound. Shot. Save. Oh, no goal. What a stop. Kerwin made a remarkable stop on that play. That was something that you had to see 2 or 3 times because that was really exceptional. That was a well-played shot. Nice time stop, and she had no mistake in that one at all. She got it through traffic, and that's exactly what she wanted to do. She knew exactly what she was looking at, and she managed to do it. Very well played. Again, right on goal as she goes down and holds on this one. Another quick stoppage of play. So we'll have a stoppage and a face-off once again. We've seemed to have a lot of stoppages in play so far. But that's allowed. They are allowed to do that. They do it on a regular basis. So they'll line themselves up inside the corner for the draw. From the draw, it goes over in the corner. Never got control of it this way. Now they'll pick it back up. And they're throwing it back around, out and down the ice. Icing is waved off. They're still killing that double minor penalty that they were serving or are serving currently. So they managed just to wipe this one out and not going to give it to them. Now they throw it back inside. And Ridley College doing a good job playing tough defensively so far, the way it's all working out. They're just continuing to go after it. No mistaking that one. Over the blue line, far side. They're going to pick this one back up. And they'll chase it back down in the corner once again. A lot of pressure thrown towards the net. Quick line change coming up for the Boston Shamrocks as they go inside. Bumped at center. A couple players managed to collide at center. Galanis was one of them. And it's ripped all the way down the ice, the other end, from one end to the other. And as it's drifted down the ice, Boston Shamrocks get control, go inside the zone. After this is Trebojevic. The puck bounces up in the air, grabbed and knocked out of the air. She will continue to press inside, trying to get control of it. And she wants to get control of it, waiting for it. Never got it that time. They'll still press. Far side, out to the blue line area. Kept on side, and it's thrown back inside the corner by Megan Grant this time. Grant calls for it. She gets it back a second time. Off of the post on the far side. The scramble, the rebound. Picked back up. Shot. Cleared, not out, kept on side. Galanis takes a shot, chasing this in the corner. Trebojevic goes after this one. In the corner on the far side, cross ice, right through the crease, and they're going to chase inside, trying to get control of this one. Overskate of the puck. Gauthier goes inside. She just throws this one straight forward. Inside the corner, Leffler takes a shot over top of the net. That goal seemed to rejuvenate the whole team and give them a lot more life in their stride. Back out to center. Well, not that way it won't. Galanis gets control. They go off, waits a quick line change for Ridley College. Everybody seemed to just vacate the ice and go off at the same time. That sort of seemed to catch the Boston Shamrocks off guard. I don't think they expected everybody to go off the ice on a line change. They throw it back inside, waiting for it, trying to get it back to Grant. They did. They saw her. They gave it to her. Grant goes in, takes the howitzer shot, rolled off of the skate in front of that of Avery Cole. Cole, I don't even think she knew that hit her skate. Well, she might later on if she's got a bruise in her foot, but right now I don't think she does. I don't think she cares. Far side, taking a shot, jamming at it, big stop, rebound, stretching at this one, and man, oh man, she is stretching like she looks like a Gumby doll the way that she gets out that one. And the older people in the crowd will know who Gumby is. They're all well aware of that. Well, what a remarkable stop to come out and make that save. Kerwin not going to give that one up. She knew exactly what she wanted, and that's what she set her sights on. So we are back. Well, the face-off inside the corner once again. So as they line themselves up, linesperson calls everybody all in for the draw. It goes over in the corner. Nice play to pick it back up, dump it back out to the blue line area. Hansen takes a shot. Now Hansen gets it back. One wasn't enough. She wanted two. Shot, rebound, kicked out this time with the right pad of Kerwin. She could save the day right there. She's played remarkable so far and a lot of key shaves that have worked their way. A bit of a push ensues right there against the wall. Just a little bit of a rub out. Nothing more than a rub out. No minor penalty warranted on that play at all. That was just a nice play. Straight up the middle part of the ice. They're going to chase it back down, trying to throw it straight forward. Hoyter goes after it. Out of Hoyter's reach. She couldn't get control. Now Snow has it. And the double minor penalty for Newman has expired. She's back on the ice. And it goes in front of the bench all the way over on the far side. A couple other players come to push and shove. They still in control of it, and they go back down. Maskova comes in. She's going to go in the corner all the way over on the far side this time. Ridley College getting it all the way out to the center ice area. And they had control back at center. They go inside the zone. Sarah King gets control. King comes in, tries a centering pass. Stopped by Jaski. Hey, but Jaski tried to clear it out. She stays with it, knocks it down. Jaski goes after it a second time this time, staying with her counterpart. And not going to let her get a free shot on goal. Now they get it out to the blue line area. Back pass. Galanis throws it in front of net. Blocked by Snow, and Snow comes all the way out the left side this time. She comes down across the blue line, just throws it inside against the boards. Gets it on net. Castengay stopped that and kicked it inside the corner. Now they go back, try it a second time, wants a third shot. Stop high over top of the net. That would be a play you're going to see through the field goals tomorrow in the Super Bowl game because that was right through the uprights, well high over top of the net. Now they pick it back up, kept on side at the blue line. Newman throws it back in. A back pass all the way out to center ice area. Trebojevic goes back down. Staying with her is Cole. She couldn't get control. Snow is pushed off of the puck. Play carries right on. That's ripped all the way inside the zone. Quick line change coming up for Ridley College right now. Boston Shamrocks pressing. We have a penalty call this time, and I believe it's going to go against Boston. A slashing minor penalty. Obviously no question on the call because the young lady going to the penalty box, she is going front and center, and she made it over to the penalty box even before the referee made it. Stanuski is the one that's going to sit in the penalty box. So Stanuski will sit down. The faceoff will be outside of the neutral zone, so they've got the minor penalty up on the clock. One thing about our timekeeper today, he's doing a good job. He's getting everything up on the board as quick as he can. Now they go back after it. They center it back around, out to the center ice area, thrown all the way back inside by Hansen, off of the back wall. Kerwin picks it back up. Kerwin goes after this one. He holds on. She holds on to it. Correction, my apologies on that. Now they go back the other way. Far side, right boards this time. They pick this one back up. They're coming inside, trying to challenge, get this one, was Masota. Masota stays inside the corner. A bit of a push off it in the far side by Galanis. Galanis is pinned against the boards. Neither one was going to get loose. A bit of a size discrepancy, and we have a penalty called right now. And this will be a tripping minor penalty. So this negates the penalty right now. So where the game finishes, I'm going to see if we can get an interview with young Allison Dearling, considering it's her birthday today. So we'll see if we can get Allison Dearling for one, and I'm just looking to see who else we might be able to get on the far side. See if we can get Miss Megan Grant, number 6, as well. Just double checking our rosters out here just to see if we can get things sorted out from the drop. Van Roboy is going after it. Delayed offside indicated. Now nullified. They tag up to get onside. And Boston Shamrocks get out to center. They had it against the boards, chasing it back down. Now it goes inside the corner once again, and they're all going to push and shove, see if we can get a stoppage of play, see what the referee is going to allow them to do or not to do in that case right there. But regardless, it's back around, out to the center ice area. They throw it back. Now it's in the neutral, inside the zone. Now it comes out of the neutral zone. I was watching one zone going the other way. Robertson gets control. She throws it inside. Right on goal. A big stop by Castanegay, and she comes up with a huge, remarkable stop, making that one looks pretty simplified on the play right there. Nothing further materialized on the play, and we'll have a face-off. So just got a note from Allison Dearling's mom and dad. They're living in St. John's. And believe me, when you're in St. John's, you don't call it St. John. They know exactly what I mean. So they are in St. John's. Welcome. Hope you're listening to it and enjoying the game from all the way back there. Special welcome to our broadcast location coming to you from UBC. Injured player on the ice, very slow to get up. This is where I want to see a whistle blown to stop the play. I would rather see them safety. I don't care if they score a goal or not. Slow to go off. Big stop, big block, rebound. And she goes off the ice. She is in a little bit of pain, and that was Sarah King that literally crawled off the ice on her hands and knees. Out the center. Cole had it for a second. Now we go back the other way. Up across the blue line, breaking the way in. 1-on-1 going in. Had it, dipped it off of her stick. A heavy fall against the boards. Slow to get up. She just lost her footing and fell down. The minor penalty has expired. And Stanuski is back on the ice right now, and they get this one in control again. And Galanis comes straight down, across the line, going inside. Taking a shot, blocked, taking a shot towards the net this time. It was blocked up. And they'll pick this one back up. Holding on to it. They're going inside the corner once again. Stanuski had a chance and then lost her footing and fell. Now we've got another player down behind the scene. Well behind the net. I don't think the referees even saw her. She didn't even look behind the play yet. Out to the center ice area. Far side. Now the teams are back. 5-a-side. The minor penalty to Allison Dearling has expired, so she goes back over on the bench to get a well-deserved rest. Should be allowed to give a girl a penalty on her birthday. That just should not be in the rule. It should be in the rule book. You can't do that. But she did anyway, and she served, and she's back over. None the worse for wear. Now they have it inside their own corner. Galanis had control. She threw it all the way over on the far right side. Now they get it up the center ice area. Breaking their way in. Left side. Leffler comes in. Shot save by Kerwin. Goes down, does the butterfly, and holds on. And we have a slashing minor penalty called by the referee. And as we get the whistle, the slashing will be assessed. So this will give Boston Shamrocks a power play. Slashing minor penalty. A lot of penalties called in the games. Not saying they're not warranted, but just a lot of penalties being called in the games today. Really tough to have the coaches adjust their lineup and their roster as to how they're going to play and what they're going to do. Shot tip narrowly missing the outside edge this time. Trebojevic unable to get control of this one, but this will be picked back up at center ice area by Megan Grant. Grant give this one back over this time. Straight down, far left side. Maroxa goes in, left deep to the goal line, takes it, tries to get control. This one behind the net, failed to. Cole picks it back up, and she dumps it all the way back out. Unable to keep it on side. Hansen took a little bit of a hand reach grab at it, but not able to get control of it that way. Now they have it back against the boards. Over on the right side this time, they picked it back up far side. Sarah King goes back. She's obviously healthy. She was the one that crawled off at her hands and knees, so she appears to be none the worse for wear right now. And it's dumped down the ice from one end to the other. Sitting inside the penalty box. Minor penalty still in effect. That's being served by Ava Robertson. She's just patiently sitting, watching the game. She's got a good bird's eye view right there. That shot was taken, blocked. Penalty coming up right now, and this one's going against Boston Shamrocks. Going to be assessed to Megan Grant, probably for interference, would be my guess. He took her off of the puck on the pick play when she tried to go by. That's a good call. That's a good penalty to take, too. Had she not taken that minor penalty, it would have probably allowed them to get a wide-open break out of their own zone all the way down the ice. So that was a good call, a good penalty, a little bit for referee's point of view. That was one of you call. That was what I would say an obvious penalty call. So the face-off be outside the neutral zone. Linesman will drop the puck. They go all the way back around this time. Far side, she gets control, and Hansen just dishes this one back inside. They're waiting for it, and they're going to go after it a second time, trying to get it. Coming inside, Hansen comes back inside. She gets it a second time. Now gives the cross-ice pass all the way over just on the left side corner. This is picked back up, and they come back down across the line. Russell comes in. Russell goes deep to the goal line. Galanis is with her. Not going to let her get free. Now it's picked back up by Hansen, and Hansen explodes all the way out the right side. Up the center. Hansen's going back down. Maskova's with her. Hansen comes in. She's pushed off of the puck. Staying with her was Jasky right there. Not going to let her get an inch right there. Now they go back. The minor penalty is standing up as Robertson, and she gets set to return back to the ice in 5 seconds. And Jaski will have control of it. She takes it behind her own net. Robertson's back on the ice, wants the long pass. She's going to go over to her own bench this time on the far side. Careful to stay onside. They break their way back in. Gauthier comes in, tries a centering back pass. Blocked and stopped. Going in, taking a final ditch shot right there on goal. And the buzzer goes to end our third period and the game. And a well-played game. We have to give them credit. Ridley College come out and beat the Boston Shamrocks by a 6-2 score in today's game. Hope everyone's enjoyed it. We're going to go down and grab a couple of interviews. And Tracy, if you're listening in from St. John's, and I'll get it correct just so you know, I don't want to get you upset. See if I can get downstairs. We're trying to arrange it so we can set up an interview with Allison right now. So we'll go down ice level and come back with our interviews right after this. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Well, we promised Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad, yes, we said we would get it. Hope you enjoyed the game coming in from St. John's. And yes, Allison's here. First off, on behalf of your parents, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Does anybody else know it?
Yeah.
They do now. What an interesting game. We talked about the game today, and that was a remarkable game because it was a tough game both ways. It was very physical at times, but your goaltender played well to help you guys out too.
She did.
You know, so what would you tell everybody at home that's watching this? Like, why was this game so much fun to play?
It was a hard game. We all played well, both teams, and it was a battle till the end.
How did you get involved playing hockey? Like, was this Mom's idea or Dad's, or you just didn't want to do any cooking or cleaning the house?
Well, I watched my brother as I was growing up, and then I started right after him. So, started when I was 4 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, growing up back east.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, very much so. And of course, you can skate outside with the frozen water and make your own. Do you make your own rink in the backyard?
I used to, yeah.
That's fun though.
Yeah.
See that stuff. People on the West Coast, and we've had the luxury. We do that the last little while, but recently, until recently, we haven't been able to do that, and that's what the kids out here miss.
Yeah.
That's the good part. What's Mom and Dad do for excitement back east?
I don't know.
Have you heard from them yet today?
Heard from him last night.
Oh well, that's good. What's next for you in your hockey career?
Not sure.
Going
yet.
to university?
Hopefully, yeah.
Any one or two specific ones that you might be eyeing on?
Not really, not yet.
Sure. What do you want to major in?
Veterinarian.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, I take my little dog to a vet, and that's expensive. So that's a good, very good career choice. I say that front and center. So what's next for you moving on from today? When's your next game?
Later on tonight, 6:30, I think.
Well, that's not bad. So you just get a little bit of a rest, and then you get to go at it again?
Yeah.
All right, well, you got to give a shout out to say something nice to your mom and dad because they're watching and they want you to say hi to them.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
All right, and no brother?
Thanks, Michael, I guess.
Oh, and Michael. Okay, Michael, you're second fiddle, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this and all the best down the road and have fun tonight, okay? Walk by me so you don't get your feet wet because the bench is all solid and wet. So we're bringing one more young lady in right now, and I never knew who I'm going to get, but it's a lot of fun. It's great talking to the young girls. So as we bring them in, come on over. Oh, come on back here so you don't get your feet wet. I know they're already wet because you were sweating inside your skates. So where are you? They didn't tell me who I was talking to.
Megan Grant.
Oh, Megan. Yes. Okay. Just so I know. That's okay. Oh, just a minute. Photo first. You got to get a photo. See, I know the routine. This is what you do. You're welcome. All right, Megan, that was an interesting game. What a hard-fought game. I didn't expect you guys to come out on the losing end of it, though.
Yeah, me neither. We were fighting really hard, and I guess we just gave up at the end.
You changed goaltenders, which sort of surprised me today.
Yeah, me too. It surprised me because normally Cassidy goes and she normally stays in for the whole game, but today it was a switch. She wasn't on.
Are you enjoying your weekend in Vancouver?
Yeah, it's really nice here.
What's the best part about it that you've seen? And don't say the snow.
No, it feels like home. It feels like Montreal.
Oh, you're from Montreal. Which part?
Like West Island.
Oh, okay. Did you ever get down to the old Montreal Forum?
Yeah.
Lots of time. That place had history. I loved going back to Montreal when I lived back in Ontario. That was a lot of fun. Who got you started playing hockey?
My dad.
So what was he good?
Yeah, he
You
was
have
in
to say
the
good.
American
He might be
League.
watching.
No,
was he in the American League?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good league to play in.
Yeah.
I know a lot of friends that have played in that and gone on to good careers. What's next for you in your hockey career?
Hopefully university, Division I. That's what I'm going for.
What are you looking at taking to university?
Probably pre-med.
Well, that's, man, oh man, you girls, you young ladies come out with these marvelous choices, and I don't know where you come up and pick from. I just want to have fun. That's the bottom line with me. But ever thought about maybe having your career going and maybe the Olympics down the road?
It's a dream. I don't know if I could, but I'm still going to push forward and try to get there.
You can do it. A young lady a few years back really set the tone. Madame Marion, coming from Montreal, a goaltender, signed with Florida thanks to Phil Esposito. The rest of the career just sort of took off and went from there.
Yeah.
Okay, who do you idolize as a young female hockey player? Who do you idolize as a player?
Probably Haley Wickenheiser. As basic as it is,
Oh no, that's good. I've had a chance to talk to Haley. She lives in Calgary, a well-rounded player. She's really put the women's hockey program on the map.
Yeah, she has.
That says an awful lot about her right there. Could you see Haley becoming a coach one day?
Yeah, I could actually, like in university or high-level hockey.
If there's one thing you think you could learn from Haley Wickenheiser, what would it be?
I think her effort and her how hard she tries all the time.
No kidding. And the other one that helped her an awful lot was Danielle Goyette as well.
Yeah.
So you got two hand in hand. Okay, shout out to anybody back home?
Shout out to my mom, my dad, and my little brother. His birthday is soon.
Ah, okay. Well, I hope you get him something really nice. Enjoy the rest of your time in Vancouver and all safe travels from here on in, and
Thank
good luck
you.
down the road. Okay? Thanks very much.
Bye.
Okay, thanks. Interesting just to talk to the young players where they're going and what they want to do with their career, because this is an absolute ball, and it's fun to come out. These games are explosive. If you have never seen a JWHL hockey game, go on out, visit their sites. They're all webcast. Danny does a marvelous job doing all the webcasting for him, and this is all about what it's going. It's about growing and promoting the women's sports program, and that's clearly what we need to do in the more world today, because we would rather have them on the ice than in jail and having us as parents bailing them out of jail. We want to get them on, let them have happy, and that's what it's all about. Till our next broadcast, hope you enjoyed this one. Marvelous game to watch and more fun to call. Till our next broadcast, enjoy the rest of your day. If you don't play sport, at least be one.